Good morning, children. Welcome to the science class. Today we are going to continue with the explanation of our life support chapter 12. And today we are going to read about the composition of air and properties of air. Composition means of what things the air is made of. So let's start. Composition of air. The air consists of various gases. This I hope you already know. Air has 78% on nitrogen and 21% oxygen. That is total 99%. And 1% is other gases like argon, carbon dioxide, etc. are also present but in trace amount. Trace means very, very less quantity. So just negligible quantity. Trace means negligible quantities. As compared to 100%, you can understand that 1% is so less. That is, and in that 1% also there are so many things. So that is the trace amount. All these things are present. Besides, dust particles, water vapor, and smoke are also present. In busy cities, dust and smoke cause air pollution. Let us now see how these gases are important for us. First of all, you all know that 78% nitrogen, this is a neutral gas. So this makes the most part of the air, but this is a neutral gas. So the oxygen is the most important gas that is present in the atmosphere. Oxygen is the gas essential for all living organisms as it is required for breathing. Oxygen also supports burning. So this is the most important gas because it is required for breathing and also burning, because without burning you cannot uh, do many things or anything. Almost we can't do anything without fire or burning. Then nitrogen. This gas is present in maximum quantity in air. It cannot be taken directly by living organisms. Certain bacteria fix this nitrogen in soil and from there it is absorbed by the plants. Plants prepare various food products using it. When animals consume these products, nitrogen enters their body from the atmosphere. So you all know when we breathe inside, this nitrogen goes inside our body, but we do not use it. It comes out again as it is when we breathe out. So we cannot take nitrogen directly, just like we use oxygen, we cannot use nitrogen. It goes in our body in the form of different food products, because you know that leguminous plants like peas, rajma, all these plants have nodules in their roots in which bacteria lives, and that traps the nitrogen from the atmosphere, and in that way it goes into our body. So that is the different way. By using this nitrogen, we cannot use it directly from the atmosphere. Then carbon dioxide, this gas is essential for plants as they use it for preparing food along with water and sunlight. This process is called photosynthesis, as you already know. Then other gases which are only in 1%, this carbon dioxide also comes in 1%. Then other gases, various other gases are present in traces like krypton, neon, argon, helium, ozone, etc. Neon, krypton, and xenon are useful because they emit light when electrically charged. So, you know, in electric bulbs, these gases are mixed with nitrogen and used so that they can emit light, and also the filament does not get burned because of the presence of nitrogen. So these gases are also important. They are very useful for us. Then water vapor. As the sun shines, water from water bodies gets evaporated. This you have read in the water cycle already, and reaches the air. Its amount varies from place to place, because if the city is near the water body like river or lake is nearby or ocean is nearby, then the water vapor or humidity content is more. And if it is like Rajasthan and all where there are no rivers, then the water vapor is less in the atmosphere. So the humidity varies from place to place. Water vapor causes various changes in the atmosphere. It condenses to form clouds. Clouds bring about rain. When water vapor is present in air, we call it humidity. Humidity, if high, makes it uncomfortable for us as the sweat does not dry up. Why the sweat does not dry up? Because the humidity is already there and the air has already got water content. So the air is wet and it does not dries up our sweat easily. Now we come to the properties of air. Number one property of air is that air has weight. You can see this activity to understand this thing that air has weight. We can prove it that air has weight. Take two balloons of the same size, blow them up to the same size so that they are equal in weight like this. Tie them at two ends of a straw used for sipping soft drinks. Suspend the straw from a string tied to it. Adjust the position of the knot to make the straw horizontal and tighten the string to that point. Now burst one of the balloons by pricking it with a needle and observe. Now you can do this with a straw, but I think straw will be too soft. We can do this with a hanger. I have given you another figure here. This is more easier. You can take a hanger and just hang it on a nail, and you can tie two balloons. Then you can see they should be equal in weight and the hanger should be straight. And when you prick one balloon and burst it, you will see that this side will go up because this will be heavier, as the air only is has released from this balloon. You can see the balloon rubber is already there, a string is there, everything is there, only the air has escaped, and then this has become lighter. That means the weight of the air has bring it down. So you can understand that this proves that air has weight. So you can do it either way. You can see at home. Please do this experiment and then see, observe it and try to understand the property of air, that air has weight. Now we will see another property, that is air occupies space. Activity 3. To show that air occupies space, take a bucket filled with water. Take an empty glass bottle with a narrow mouth and try to push it into the water, holding it upside down. What do you observe? Now fill the bottle and push it into water. What do you observe? Now listen, this experiment you can do with bottle also, and also with mug. When you are taking bath, you must have seen that if you put your mug upside down and try to push it into the water, it will not go inside. It will jump up again and again. But if you tilt it a little, then the water will fill inside the mug, because this happens because air is there in the mug and bottle. Everywhere there is air. But when we put it upside down, then what happens? This air inside the bottle puts pressure and does not let the water enter the bottle. But when we tilt it, then what happens? The air goes up and the water start coming inside. You can see here also, this experiment is the easiest to understand that air occupies space. You can see when the balloon is not filled with air, it is small. And when this boy is blowing the balloon with air, then the balloon is becoming bigger. So the space inside the balloon is filled with air. You can understand that air is occupying this whole space because this is stretchable material, this rubber, and the air is able to take the space inside the balloon. And this is also, this experiment shows that air is used for burning, but also it shows that air occupies space. You can see the water outside the in the plate is of blue color, you can see, and this candle, when burns, it uses the air inside or oxygen part of the air, and then that much space becomes empty, and then the water level goes up. You can see the water level is rising up in the glass. So this also shows that air occupies space. The bottle, when dipped straight, did not go into the water because air inside the bottle did not let water enter into it. When we tilt the bottle, air escapes out in the form of bubbles and water takes up the space earlier occupied by air. This shows that air occupies space. This experiment also, you can do this one, and this in the presence of your parents. Please do not play with fire in the absence of anybody elder, okay, at home. So now you can see third property of air is air exerts pressure. Air pressure is very, very important because most of the things are based on the air pressure. Air exerts pressure which is more near the sea level. This pressure reduces as we move to higher altitude. We use this pressure exerted by air in many ways. These are the uses. These are important. They can be asked. So you should know that air pressure is used in doctor syringe, working of doctor syringe, in cycle tire and tube, sucking liquid using straw, and to fill ink pen or fountain pen, etc. These are the uses of air pressure. So let's see, you can see here syringe. Now, when we push this side, the air goes out, and this is empty. When you push back this back of the syringe, then what happens? This green thing is not paper. It is showing how the air is entering the syringe and taking this space. Okay. So sorry, not air. This liquid is entering the syringe because there is no air inside when we push this siphon in front. When we push the siphon in front, we push out the air and there is a space. When we push back the siphon, the liquid comes inside because there is no air inside. Then in this straw, you can see this arrows are representing the air pressure. Air is putting pressure on the liquid from above surface, and when you suck the air inside the straw, the liquid goes inside because of this air pressure. Then this is fountain pen. You can see this is ink. When we this is a dropper type of a thing in the fountain pen inside, and when we press it, the air goes out, and when we slowly release it, sorry, then the ink goes inside from here because there is no air inside. So all these work on the air pressure. Now, this is an experiment which is given in your book to show that air exerts pressure. This also you can try at home, but do it in bathroom or sink, near sink, because you can spill water in this. You can take glass full of water and put a card, wedding card or any card on top of it. Fill the water till the top, and then just put your hand and tilt it upside down, and after little time you leave the hand, but you will see that card stick to this glass and does not fall because of the air pressure from the outside. There is no air inside the glass because it is filled with water. Only the pressure of air is from the outside, so it will not let this card fall down. So you can do this experiment and try and see whether the air pressure works or not. Then you have to learn these properties of air. There are three properties. Air has weight, then air exerts pressure, and air occupies space. Air exerts pressure, one more example is here. You can see this girl. There is air inside this pipe, and this rocket is there inside this. When she is putting pressure from here, the air is putting pressure this side, and this aeroplane is flying. So this is also an example of air pressure. This also, please learn composition of air. 1% is these gases: carbon dioxide, water vapor, helium, neon, krypton, xenon, ozone, and argon, etc. This is in 1%. And 21% is oxygen and 78% is nitrogen. Please learn this composition of air. Okay, children, that's all for today. Next time we will do water, the other life support. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.